We're all looking to access and bring out the Yosef tzaddik part of us, the part of us that's able to be even in the trappings of Mitzrayim, but be resilient, to be put in the situation of temptation with Ashes Potiphar, but to come out victorious, to be put in jail, but still remain optimistic and still have hope and still believe. We all want that part of us, that in Chasidus Yosef Tzaddik is identified as Yesod, as the ability to have true intimacy, true purity, true connection, and true relationships. We all want that. We all want to find the Yosef Tzaddik in us. But oftentimes, that part of us is masked, is dressed up in costume, just like Yosef was in Mitzrayim as the viceroy, in a foreign land, in a foreign kingdom, acting in a foreign role. So how do we bring the Yosef Tzaddik part of us out of that costume, out of that mask, to reveal him from beneath that shell? So the Beis Yisrael of Gera tells us that in Parshas Vayigash we discover how the Yosef Tzaddik is brought out even when he's so covered up. And it's specifically through Vayigash Elav Yehuda, when there is a moment of vulnerability, of realness, of being raw. When Yehuda, and even the name Yehuda means to admit, to be open, to acknowledge something. When Yehuda is Vayigash, when he comes forward, when he's real, when he puts himself out there, when he spills out his guts, and he tells the whole story to Yosef, when he tells the entire story of his fears, of his concerns, of his own mistakes and mishaps, and where he went wrong, and how terrified he is of being a failure and being a disappointment before his father, and how much regret he has, and just really that deep inner fear and that grief and that loss and that regret, and he spills all of that out. Vayigash Elav Yehuda, and he's real. He talks about who he is, what he's been experiencing, and he shows up without any costume, without any mask, without any smoke and mirrors, but he just shows up as he is. He admits, Yehuda, Hoda'a, I'm here. And that's the path. Because when that happens, says the Beis Yisrael, as we see in the Parsha, what happens when Vayigash Elav Yehuda, when he shows that kind of vulnerability? So all of a sudden, Yosef can't hold back anymore. Because when we're real, that part of us that's Yosef, that part of us that is so hidden, but is still so there, really surfaces and comes out. And in the world of recovery that so many of us are journeying through, we know that really all addiction is rooted in an intimacy disorder. As we spoke about in one of the other short clips, addiction is not the source of the problem. It's the self-medicating, flawed solution to a problem. And really that deeper problem that it's trying to self-medicate is a difficulty being in our own skin, difficulty being vulnerable with ourselves, being intimate with others. And so this is the process for all of us, whether formally in recovery or just in our own life's journey, our own life's path, to engage in that kind of Vayigash Elav Yehuda, that realness, that rawness, that helps us discover our own Yosef Tzaddik, our own place of resilience and hope and ability to stand even when we're in Mitzrayim, even when we're in jail, even when we're in Beis Potiphar, and to be able to come out victorious as Yosef Tzaddik.